I invite the Chief Guest, Dr. Satish Kumar, Chief UNICEF, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, to deliver the convocation address.
Dr. K. Rosaya, His Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu and Chancellor, the Tamil Nadu Dr. M.G.R. University, Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar, Honorable Minister for Health and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shantaram, Vice Chancellor, learned faculty members, governing council members, students and doctors and researchers of the university. I am extremely privileged to be a part of the convocation ceremony of the Tamil Nadu Dr. M.G.R. University, the second biggest medical university of India. I bring with me the sincere and warm greetings of my colleagues from UNICEF India country offices. And I am greatly honored to deliver the 26th convocation address of this prestigious university. I congratulate you on successfully completing the training and academic programs and duly qualifying for the award of degrees, diplomas, and honors certificate. I wish you all the best in your future career and hope that you carry out your duties as a medical professional committed to the highest standards of professional quality and ethical behavior. This is only possible if we adopt a lifelong learning behavior, continuously upgrading our knowledge and skills of medicine and using them with courage of conviction in the larger interest of the society we live in and the noble profession we belong to. There has been an enormous expansion of existing knowledge and generation of new knowledge and technologies in the sphere of medical science. But the available knowledge and technology are not being used equitably, judiciously, and in a socially responsive manner. The consequences have been most undesirable and disturbing. On the one hand, we earn $2 billion every year on account of medical tourism. And on the other, more than 35 million people in our country are pushed below poverty line every year due to out-of-pocket health expenditure. India is one country in the world where private expenditure on healthcare, especially out-of-pocket expenditure, is enormous, comprising over 80% of total expenditure on health. We are also marked by an unfortunate distinction of having maximum number of malnourished children, abused children, and girls lost on account of sex-selective abortion and gender discrimination. The child-sex ratio continues to deteriorate at the national level as evidenced by the results of the last two census reports. The state of Tamil Nadu presents a much better scenario in terms of public health spending and care of girl children, thanks to the common development vision shared by the people and political leaders in this part of the country. In general, medical profession and medical education lost their way in India when they became a big business. The common man is fully aware today of the unholy nexus between doctors, pharmaceutical agencies, and diagnostic centers. Treatment regimes often are chosen not in the best interest of patient, but in the interest of commercially driven medical care agencies located in private or public sector. There has been rapid growth in number of private medical colleges today. We have more number of private medical colleges than the government medical colleges. And there's nothing wrong in that, provided the private medical colleges are fully equipped and capable of imparting quality medical education and clinical skills to students. However, this is not the case. Many colleges lack the infrastructure, equipment, and expertise to train doctors. In absence of proper linkages with hospitals for clinical teaching, medical students are being trained to become doctors without handling patients. This is certainly disastrous. Dr. William Osler, the father of modern medicine and clinical teaching, once famously said, "He who studied medicine without books sails an uncharted sea, but he who studied medicine without patients does not go to sea at all." Unfortunately, the apex regulatory authority, the Medical Council of India, has not been fully able to exercise its role and enforce compliance by these colleges of the required standards of medical teaching and practice. The situation is risky, exploitative for any community and needs to be addressed. Let us be together, therefore, and create a societal momentum and political pressure to regulate the proliferation of hospitals and medical colleges which are mere profit-making entities and not willing to comply with the minimum technical and ethical standards of medical teaching and practice. You have to assume a leadership role in whatever position you are to bring about this necessary and desirable change. We must remember that leadership lies in action we perform and not in the position we hold. Leadership simply is doing the right thing. Besides imparting hardcore professional knowledge and clinical skills, medical education must be reformed to include elements of leadership skills like communication, ethics, honesty, and teamwork to equip medical graduates to take up higher responsibility of the profession. Vision 2015 document of Medical Council of India spells out a set of competencies that a medical student would possess at the time of graduation from the MBBS program. The program should turn out professional who is a leader of the healthcare team, committed to excellence, is ethical, responsive, and accountable to patients, community, and profession. This is only possible when determined and collective efforts are made to suitably modify and transform the system of medical education and healthcare practice in our country. I am delighted to note that the 26th convocation of this prestigious university is being held at the most appropriate period of time in the history of public health and medical care in India. Our country has been certified in the year 2014 as polio-free. The National Health Mission is recently launched and also includes Urban Health Mission, committed to meet the health needs of urban poor. The mission is also committed to control leprosy and eliminate visceral leishmaniasis and lymphatic filariasis by the year 2015. The social protection dimension of National Health Mission finds reflection in expanded scope of Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, that is the National Health Insurance Scheme, to cover the healthcare cost of population below poverty line and the other deprived population groups through commercial health insurance schemes. I strongly feel that healthcare for poor is primary responsibility of the government and is mainly possible by increasing public health expenditure. The limitation of private or commercial health insurance begin with a series of standard market failures associated in particular with adverse selection and moral hazard. Adverse selection simply means that commercial health insurance particularly attracts people prone to illness, and this would drive up insurance premiums. Turning to moral hazard, one of its manifestations is the fact that insured patients and the healthcare providers have little incentive to contain the cost. Also, commercial health insurance tends to be geared towards hospital care primarily and is likely to be biased against non-hospitalized care. India, as you know, has a large burden of communicable diseases and many types of non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, or cancer that can be treated or managed by early pre-hospitalization and care. This may not be very attractive commercially to private hospitals and private health insurance companies. Friends, as our students prepare themselves to leave the four walls of teaching medical institutions to serve the surrounding community, they will realize palpably the health transition taking place in our country. This is determined by changing demography, disease epidemiology, economic growth, and market forces. The international trade, migration, and travel will pose increased threat to local ecosystem, local economy, and people's health. Natural disasters, terrorism, displaced population, and complex emergencies pose difficult challenges to medical profession and healthcare delivery system. Many so-called first-generation diseases have re-emerged with added complexities as we continue to deal with multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, malaria, and other vector-borne diseases. Simultaneously, second-generation diseases have emerged in terms of geriatric problems, degenerative diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and malignancies, requiring higher allocation of resources for prolonged care and treatment. Pharmaceutical industries will greatly influence the course and outcome of healthcare in our country, especially in view of genome projects and regulation posed by GATT and TRIPS, that is, General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs and trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. From process patent production, pharma industries will be governed by product patent production, and many companies involved in generic sale to domestic markets, unless they equip themselves to compete in more regulated global markets. The cost of drug may increase, and poor population will be worst hit. Thus, we notice that mere expansion of knowledge, technology, or income growth is not sufficient to bring about desirable change in terms of peace, prosperity, and optimum levels of health and development in a society. It is social and spiritual awareness alone which transforms all knowledge into wisdom, thus inspiring us to use technology and resources to establish peace, prosperity, and a world free from disease and exploitation. Millennium Declaration made by the world leaders in 2002 to achieve Millennium Development Goals by 2015 demonstrates the transformative potential of social and spiritual awareness, leading the world leaders to commit their nations to wider global efforts to fight disease, poverty, exploitation, and preventable deaths. 2014, friends, also happens to be the penultimate year to achieve Millennium Development Goals. And Tamil Nadu and Kerala have largely shown the way to meet a few of these targets. The challenges ahead before medical professions are daunting, but certainly not insurmountable if we'll make collective and determined and dedicated efforts to set up a system of healthcare that is inclusive, equitable, and conforms to optimum quality standards. Friends, the emphasis here is on collective and dedicated efforts. And this concept of collective and sincere engagement by students and teachers to learn and serve the right cause has been the guiding principles of teaching and learning community in our country. And this is borne out by the famous prayer found in our ancient text of Kena Upanishad, which is so relevant today for all of us, and especially to the medical profession to which we belong. I wish to close my talk by referring to this famous invocation in Sanskrit, which is as follows. Om Sahna Bhavatu Sahna Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Simply translated in English, it means, may we all be together and protected. May we all enjoy together. And the third part is very important. May we all actively engage and support each other to acquire knowledge. And the knowledge so acquired must serve the humanity and spread brilliance all around. And may we not fight each other, may we not be jealous of each other, and let the peace be around for everywhere. Thank you all.
Let the candidates be now presented.